Hey, what is up and welcome back to a brand new video. Last time we left off, we just got finished doing unspeakable thing to Australia's armies, and now we are getting ready to attack probably the greatest city that ever existed, Geelong. It might be pronounced Geelong, but that sounds less fun, so we're just going to stick to Geelong until somebody corrects me. Right now what we're doing, we have way more than enough units. We do have a horseman coming out in Baltimore, but right now I'm just going to focus on building up the empire. We did almost lose an archer there. They do have horsemen, but we should be fine. We are going to get promotions extremely soon, and political philosophy might be very, very helpful. I don't know if I'm going to go for oligarchy this game because I feel like I already have enough combat strength boosts, but it's definitely a possibility. So diplomatic favor, I do get diplomatic favor for every wildcard policy in my government, and all diplomatic policy slots end up being wildcard slots. So I feel like going for the most diplomatic policy card slots in political philosophy is probably the smartest idea. We already have plus 10 extra combat strength, 5 from our unique ability, and 5 from the Giant's Causeway. We did get pretty lucky this game, so I don't believe, let me just upgrade my units, I don't believe we need oligarchy to be effective. Now, I did want to go for Canberra first, but they have 41 combat strength, and Geelong could definitely be a problem, so I think we'll split our forces, send a small force to take Geelong, and a small force to take Canberra, well, slightly larger force. Um, it is a stupid idea to split forces most of the time, but at this point Australia has absolutely nobody left to defend their cities, and they already spent a lot of their gold on levying some city-state units. I think they might have been Taruga's units. As you can see, they have a swordsman right there. They might come out with crossbowmen, which could suck, but I feel like even if we split our units, we should be fine. Like I said, plus 10 extra combat strength is absolutely unheard of, especially this early in the game. Yeah, I do end up going oligarchy because apparently all the policy slots have only one diplomatic policy slot. Either that or I just wanted a super strong warrior for some reason. But I will stay there. I do pillage a few farms to keep my archers up in health. And Geelong should fall next turn, and Canberra should fall soon after that. So, Mongolia, we are friends with Mongolia. Let's get him to join the ongoing war. I want him to join the war because I want some help taking out these cities. Plus, I want the diplomatic boost, I guess you could say. I only know a few civs, so even if I take out Australia, it's not a big deal diplomatically. It's not as if I'm going for a domination victory with best civ in the game, Grand Columbia. If anyone wants to check that out. But I could definitely use some help with Mongolia. I forgot what I was going to say. But like I said, they do have crossbowmen, but with our combat strength bonuses, crossbowmen should not be a problem at all. Now, Geelong is going to rebel soon, which means we have to take care of Canberra very quickly. We're going to keep a warrior in there. 8 turns, it's not too bad. Well, using builders to develop the empire. I think by the time we take Canberra, loyalty should be at the very least manageable. By manageable, I mean like lose loyalty in like 15 turns instead of 8. But we should definitely be able to take Canberra and Hobart within the next 10 turns, which is what I'm going for. So, they do have a lot of crossbowmen. I feel like they just produce them, so after we take out these units, we should be able to take Canberra without any new units coming in. And look at that, even with crossbowmen, they don't stand a chance against us. After taking Geelong, we're going to move all our forces to Canberra. We are a little bit damaged, but I still feel like we could take Canberra very easily. They did move the swordsman out to attack us, which is pretty stupid, because now that city is much weaker, and before they buy a unit, I'm going to hit them with horsemen, and yep, next turn we should be able to take out Canberra. So I'm going to start building campuses, and Hopefully soon theater squares, because we do need to start getting to work on our yields. I feel like if we have like our cities all developed with builders and stuff and begin working on districts by about turn 100, we should be able to catch up in time because we have been focusing a lot on our military early on in the game. I do feel like it's definitely better long term. We will have a lot of really good cities, maybe even better than our empire right now, and that could definitely help us take out that pretty annoying culture sieve later on in the game. I am not going to say who it is, but I will give a little hint. After taking Canberra, loyalty isn't too bad in the city, and when we take out Hobart, there is not going to be any problems loyalty wise. Do have a few injured units, and if they do get a crossbowman in Hobart, we could lose a few units, but that city should definitely. Yeah, there's the crossbowman. That city should definitely fall in no time at all. Right now we should be able to take out Hobart in no more than 2 more turns. We may lose a unit because crossbowmen are incredibly strong, even though we do have the Spear Theon. But we should be fine. And there is Scythia. I really hope Scythia doesn't denounce me. How many grievances do I have toward John Curtin? It can't be more than 100. There's no way. But we do have the city under siege, and we are about to take it out, I think. Yeah, definitely this turn. There we go. That is the last high population city he has, probably. And right now, we don't have to focus on loyalty as much. So we're going to send a horseman to go find the last city to the east, and we will take out Brisbane to the west before loyalty forces it to join Mongolia. Okay, loyalty apparently isn't an issue there. I think we're going to heal our units for a few turns and then go finish off Australia. Although I feel like Genghis will be at Brisbane about now, so I might just promote my units and move. I will heal our units for a few turns, and it looks like Australia was dealing with barbarian problems to the east, which means there really should be a limited force towards that city in the east. Well, he has 0 units right now, so... Okay, so Brisbane right now is under siege, so there are definitely units to the northwest of that city. In the fog of war, probably. Right now, okay, they did buy a crossbowman, but I think we're going to be able to take the city next turn, especially if Mongolia, and they decided not to help. Okay. Yeah, right now we're just going to start work on a campus. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I think I switched production to something else, but I just wanted to lock in the district cost. So are we going to take out Brisbane? Yes, we do. That saves me a few units, and Perth is the last Australian stronghold. I want Scythia to join because I don't want them to be mad at me when I take out Australia. Although loyalty is doing pretty well now, and we do have Scythia on our borders to the east, which could end up being a challenge for us. They do have a pretty strong military, and their bonuses are all geared to our military. But I feel like we should be fine, even if they do declare war on us. And oh my god, that's a lot of units, Scythia. Okay, we are making, well, we're losing diplomatic favor because of taking a civ's capital, which is new with the new update. But we end up taking out Australia completely, and we did get 5 very nice cities. And we have, I think, 10 cities. Yes, we do. We have 10 cities right now. It is about turn 81. I am making almost no culture or science, but now that the war is over, we can begin focusing on our infrastructure and yield efforts. We do have 5 tourism per turn, which is kind of nice early on. I think I might have captured a one. Yep, I got the Great Bath, I think it's called. It's not Apadana. I'd be making iron per turn. But the one problem we have is Scythia towards the east. They are making some science, and if they attack us with upgraded units, I don't know if we'll be able to hold off. There are some barbarian problems, but right now I feel like just holding Perth is what we need. So I'm not going to move out units to attack barbarians. Thinking about what I'm going to beeline next scientifically, we'll find out. go on colonization because I do need a lot of settlers. So I'm just going to switch everything to settler building. Just get the rest of the settlers out by around turn 100. We did take out Australia's decently production cities, so we are going to use them to help us settler spam. And I bought a monument in here, but to no avail. We will eventually lose Perth to loyalty problems.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I think what I'm going to do is end up taking out Perth with my units and then settling another city right beside the river. Um, but as for right now, we're just going to try to hold on to it, even though it probably will leave our grasp. We're looking at our empire. Australia cities were pretty developed aside from Perth, which I don't know why they didn't settle beside the river. I don't think Australia has a bonus for no river settling that isn't on the coast. But right now we're trying to get citizenship of Taruga, which would give us a nice boost in science. I'm going to try trading my luxuries, so hopefully Scythia doesn't declare war on me, even though it probably won't happen. We got to start building up our science and catching up unit-wise to deal with Scythia, because I don't think I'll be able to ally with them early on enough. Yeah, so this is the point where I'm like, you know what, I can't keep the city, I'll just move it down to the marsh over there. A city settled by us should be able to be held onto fairly easily, and so I'm just going to move out my units and begin surrounding that city. Quickly, hopefully taking it out without too many problems. And I do end up trading horses to Scythia, which she might use to backstab us later, but gold per turn is very, very nice. So I won't be able to settle that city to the north. Loyalty problems are too much. But yeah, as of right now, we are just chilling. We will start building some tourism and culture earlier on. I hope we are making 7 tourism per turn. Not too bad early on in the game, but pretty shitty if we don't bump those numbers up soon. Right now, Geelong, one of our best cities, surprisingly. Well, not really surprisingly, it has the best name ever. But Geelong is a pretty good production city, so we will start building campuses and theater squares in it. And the first session of the World Congress, I have no idea if I could go for a diplomatic victory. I'm losing favor right now, but by the time we get more policy slots and more suzeranships, those numbers should be up to at least a decent amount. So, military emergency. Scythia didn't declare war on me, but there is an emergency, which means we have to start defending our empire. And just my luck, just as Perth surrenders to us, or loses loyalty, we get Scythia. Problems everywhere. So we do end up moving our units up there. We do end up actually taking Perth this turn and burning it to the ground for being traitors. But looking at everything, I should be able to defend Hobart as long as she doesn't have like super crazy leveled up units. It does look like she only has warriors right now, which shouldn't be too big of a problem. And I will build another campus that probably should have been a faith district beside the mountain. And I'm thinking that we could take Cool Oba from Scythia. She does only have 300 units, which isn't that strong, so I do end up trying to build a few catapults to end up taking that city. And right now, I'm not too worried at all about Scythia. She does not seem strong whatsoever. She's making a lot of signs, but we can definitely deal with that eventually. And right now, I'm just fortifying my units and trying to defend before Scythia brings her army here. Do have Genghis' declared friend, which should be good, although he does have a few units on our borders, and I have been declared war on by a friend in the past. So right now I am just going to I'm going to move actually a horseman there because I feel like we're pretty good on this front. I do make the same mistake as Australia earlier on and move my units a little too far forward, which I do end up paying for later. But as of right now, it looks like a good idea, and I think I should be able to begin sieging that city soon, or so I believe. There's a Mongolian city to the north, which could lose enough loyalty to join our empire. I hope so. They do settle a city to the west. I kind of wanted that spot, which sucks, but it's whatever. So I'm going to go for connoisseur. We got to get the culture production up. We are already probably a little behind. And right now I'm just waiting for catapults to begin the siege of Scythia's western city. This does look to be the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future content, and I will see you in the next video.